The first thing I heard was laughter. Not mine, not his. It leaked from behind a half-closed door at the far end of the corridor, muffled but unmistakable. I had arrived early, earlier than anyone expected. The launch event was downstairs, lights, cameras, investors, all waiting. I should have been walking in with my dress shimmering under the spotlights, prepared to reveal my fortune, my name, our relationship. But instead, I froze at the sound of his voice. "She's so naive," he whispered, low but clear enough. "She has no idea what's really going on." The words cut deeper than any blade. I didn't breathe. I leaned closer, my hand against the cool wall, holding myself upright. And then I saw them, bodies tangled on the narrow office bed like animals, too impatient to wait until the end of the night. The dress I wore suddenly felt like a costume, the diamonds at my throat like a noose. My plan, to unveil myself, the heir to a billionaire fortune, the secret power behind his rise, dissolved in an instant. I turned my face away, expression blank, as though I hadn't just seen the foundation of my life shatter. He had built his company on my silence. My money was waiting in the wings, though he didn't know it yet. I had thought it poetic to reveal it tonight, to place myself at his side, no longer the quiet, supportive wife, but the woman with the capital that could drown his competitors. Now his words echoed. Naive. No idea. And I began to see all the small things I had ignored. His phone left face down on the table, the late nights, the sudden showers before climbing into bed, the scent of perfume, too faint to accuse, too easy to dismiss. I had defended him to myself 1,000 times. I had told myself loyalty was noble, that suspicion was poison, that love was worth blindness. But standing in that hallway, staring at the door that concealed their betrayal, I understood the truth. I had been blind because he wanted me blind, and I would never let him see me bleed. I smiled through the launch event. My hand brushed his as though nothing had happened. Cameras flashed. Investors applauded. He leaned close, whispered, "You look stunning tonight." I didn't answer. My silence was my weapon. The following weeks, I played my role, calm, devoted, invisible. But behind the mask, I moved pieces. His phone records were simple to access. He left his laptop open, assuming I was too unsophisticated to pry. One click, one export, and his messages were mine. Her name repeated like a stain across his calendar. Hotel reservations, midday meetings, calls logged at 2 in the morning. I did not rage. I did not cry. I observed, collected, waited. I had the resources. Discretion is easy when money answers questions before they're asked. I hired no detectives. I needed no one. My own hands were steady enough. Every night as he slept beside me, I read the evidence again. Each message, each call, each lie he had told me. And with every page, I built my calm, my composure, my strategy. The final piece came quietly, a receipt, a gift he bought her, jewelry, small compared to what I wore, but intimate, personal. I placed it in an envelope and slid it across the breakfast table one morning. My hands were steady as I sipped my coffee. He opened it, expecting perhaps an invitation, a note, something harmless. His face changed when he saw what it was. Color drained. His mouth opened, closed. "Where did you—" I met his eyes, cold, silent. He stammered, reaching for words, excuses, anything to fill the void. But my silence was louder than his panic. He was already guilty. He knew it. And I did nothing more than rise, smooth my dress, and leave him at the table with his fear. That night, under the glittering chandeliers of the company's second celebration, I took the stage. Investors leaned forward. Cameras pointed. My husband smiled, certain I was about to praise him, to crown his triumph. Instead, I spoke my name, my true name, the name tied to a fortune larger than the company's entire valuation. Gasps filled the room, eyes widened. Then I paused, looked at him, let silence stretch, sharp and deliberate. This, I said, gesturing to the crowd, was meant to be our unveiling, our partnership. My voice cut through the hall, cold, controlled. But I will not stand beside a liar. I turned my back to him. The cameras followed. The investors whispered. The room shifted away from him, toward me, like the tide abandoning a drowning man. I left the building alone. My heels clicked against marble, each step steady, final. Behind me, his empire trembled. Without my name, without my fortune, without my silence, he was nothing more than a man caught with his lies exposed. There were no tears, no hesitation, just clarity. He had called me naive. He had said I had no idea. But the truth was this: I had known enough to end him without raising my voice. And as the night air touched my skin, I felt lighter than I ever had. Because I hadn't lost him. He had lost me.